welcome back to the Garden of Reading, and welcome to my spring TBR, everything that I want to read over the spring season. And I have quite the books to get through for my spring reads. Yes, I do. I forgot how many I picked. I want to say I picked like 10. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10 books to get through over the spring season. I'm going to be reading these books over the course of 3 months, March, April, and May. So 3 months to get through all 10 of these books. Now, if you know, you know, and you've been here on my channel for a while, then you would know that I am a mama to 3 beautiful kids. I homeschool them. I also work from home, so I don't have a lot of time on my hands to be able to sit there and read loads of books in a month. So I average about 3 books a month. I have noticed that I am able to add in just a little bit more each month, around 3 to 5 books a month, just depending on how big the books are. So yay me for being able to kind of move up and reading more books a month. I love that for me. If you missed out on my winter reading wrap up, I will link it down below. Definitely go and check it out. Some really great books over there that I was able to get through for my winter reads. I read an audiobook for the first time. I read an ebook for the first time. An author sent me their book to read and review for them. So much fun. Go and check out that video. I'll link it down below. But today, you guys, I'm going to show you guys all of the lovely books that I picked out for the spring season, and I am so excited. So if you need some book recommendations, have a seat, grab your coffee, grab your tea, your water, whatever it may be. Get comfy, get cozy. Have your pen and paper ready for some book recommendations because I've got you. So the first 2 books are going to be my manga books that I picked out that I'm so excited about. One actually just came in today that has been on back order for like 2 months. So I was so happy when it came in because I knew I definitely wanted to read at least 2 of these from the series this month, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to place these books over here so I can show you the mangas that I picked up to read through. So currently I am reading through the Aharu Ride books by Ayo Sakisaka, and this series is just so much fun. I love it. So here is book 3 in the Aharu Ride series. Isn't she so cute? The artwork is just stunning and beautiful. I love it. Here's the back. I'll show you what the inside looks like. I love manga so much. I've said this time and time again, but I used to read a lot of manga growing up. Me and my mom would go to the library a lot, and I would always gravitate right towards the manga section. And I don't know, I just like kind of fell out of manga once I hit, I don't even know, like high school. And it wasn't until like a couple years ago that I started getting back into it. My sister is super into anime and just anything Asian, and she's the one who got me back into my love of manga. So thank you, sister, for that, because I forgot just how much I love my shoujo mangas. Like, I have such a special place in my heart for them, and I am just happy reading through this series. So this is book 3, and then we have book 4 in the Aharu Ride series. This is also an anime and a live action movie, which I'm super excited about, and I can't wait to watch those after I get through the series. I want to say there's like 13 books in the series, so I do have a little bit of a ways to go. I am definitely kind of drawing it out because I do sit here and read the entire book in one sitting, but yeah, I'm just trying to slowly get through it because I don't want it to be over because it's so good. So I won't read the backs of what these are because I don't want to spoil like the series for you. But I'll go over what the series is basically about. So the series is basically about our main character Futaba and Ku, and they met in like middle grade school, and they kind of always had like this thing for each other, but it was never like well known. Well, finally they decide to talk to each other. They decide to meet up and hang out, and then that just doesn't end up happening. Ku moves away without warning, and Futaba is just devastated and heartbroken. She moves on to high school, still having all these feelings for Ku, but just kind of trying to bury them down so she can get through high school. She does her thing, but she still thinks of him. And then one day this boy shows up at her high school, and he looks like Ku, he talks like Ku, but he doesn't act like Ku. So she doesn't think that it's him, but it ends up being him, and he's just different. He's a completely different boy from who he was in middle grade school. He's very serious. He doesn't talk as much. He's very isolated and private and keeps to himself. And she's kind of heartbroken because she's always had feelings for him since middle grade school. They've never went away. And when she found out that he was finally back, all of these feelings came rushing back to the surface, and she was ready to start something new with him. But then when she finds out that he's just not who he once was, she isn't sure about him anymore, but she still has all of these feelings for him. And so gradually throughout the series, they start hanging out more, they start talking more, and he kind of starts coming around and being his normal, like, flirty self with her. And I don't know, it's just so cute. There's something about a good romance shoujo high school manga that I love so much. I'm going to be reading books 3 and 4 in the series, and I cannot wait to get through them. Honestly, I think I'm gonna read one of them tonight because it's been a minute since I've read the second one, and I'm just ready to dive back into the series. Okay, moving on to a historical fiction book that I picked out. So I picked out the first book in this series for my winter reads, and that was The Tattooist of Auschwitz. There are 3 books in the Tattooist of Auschwitz series, and this one follows another character from the first book and her journey. So this one is called Silke's Journey by Heather Morris. And this is all about the Nazis and the Jews and them being captured and taken to these camps to live. And so in this book, we are following Silke and her journey from Auschwitz and when she escaped Auschwitz and where she is now. After escaping from Auschwitz, the Russians have now taken captive of her, and so this is her journey with the Russians because she's now being sent to prison from the Russians because they think that she is a Nazi spy, that she was working for the Nazis even though she's a Jew, and she was taken by the Nazis and forced to work in these camps. The camps of Auschwitz. And so this is based on the powerful true story of love and survival. She was in the first book of The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and although this is historical fiction, these are based on true stories. And I read the first one, and it broke me to pieces, but it was also such a stunning, lovely book that I was ready to move on to the second one. As you can see here, I've already started reading. I will show you there. I haven't read very much, but I have read quite a little bit. I'm also listening to this on audiobook. If you missed out on my winter reads, you would know that I read the first book on audiobook and I fell in love with it. So I am reading the second book on audiobook as well. And I just went ahead and picked the audiobook up for free on YouTube because I didn't feel like paying for the Audible monthly subscription. So that is what I'm doing, and I'm loving every second of it. I just sit down at my desk and I do my computer book and I put the audiobook on and I listen along with it, and it is really good. So I'll go ahead and read you the back so you guys can know what this is all about. I really don't feel like it's such a spoiler. She is in The Tattooist of Auschwitz, but she isn't like a main character. She's kind of a main character, but Lale and Gita are the 2 main characters in The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and it is about their love story, and so she is featured in that book time and time again, but now this is her story after escaping Auschwitz. So it says her beauty saved her and condemned her. Silke is just 16 years old when she's taken to Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp in 1942, where the commandant, Schwarzhuber, immediately notices her long, beautiful hair. Forcibly separated from the other women prisoners, Silke quickly learns that power, even unwillingly given, equals survival. And when I was reading the first book, I did not realize until the end of the book how young these people were. Lale, Gita, Silke, they were all around that 16 age mark, and it's just crazy to me how much they went through and how mature they sounded and the things that they did at their age. They definitely had to grow up very quickly. After liberation, Silke is charged as a collaborator for sleeping with the enemy and is sent to a Siberian prison camp. But did she really have a choice? And where do the lines of morality lie for Silke, who was sent to Auschwitz when she was still a child? In Siberia, Silka faces challenges both new and horribly familiar, including the unwanted attention of the guards. But when she meets a kind female doctor, Silka is taken under her wing and begins to tend to the ill in the camp, struggling to care for them under brutal conditions. Confronting death and terror daily, Silka discovers a strength she never knew she had. And when she begins to nurse a man called Ivan back to health, Silka finds that despite everything that has happened to her, there is room in her heart for love. From the author of the multi-million copy bestseller The Tattooist of Auschwitz comes a novel based on an incredible true story of love and resilience. I could cry. I cannot wait to finish this book. It is already so good, and my heart breaks for Silka. She endured so much at Auschwitz, and to finally have freedom, thinking she's finally made it out and the Russians are going to help her, only for them to imprison her because they think that she was sleeping with the enemy when in fact they were actually raping her. And she had no choice. It was either let them or die. And she did what she had to do to survive. And so my heart just goes out to her so much. The fact that she now has to get sent to another camp and endure the same thing all over again. Although this camp is a little bit better than Auschwitz, it's still a camp where they're forced to work and forced to do things that they don't want to do. So I am definitely intrigued to learn about her journey, especially now that she's like being able to work in the doctor wing of this camp and being able to help others who are sick back to health. And I'm just incredibly intrigued to follow her along her journey. So this is the historical fiction that I picked up for my spring reads. Moving on to the romance section for my spring reads. The first one I'm going to go ahead and pop up here on the screen because I do not have it yet, and that is The Temporary Wife by Katharina Mora. I am excited to dive into this book, you guys. If you watched my winter reads, go watch it. Go watch it because I read the first book in the series. It's a 6-book series, but each book is a standalone book, so you technically can read the books out of order if you would like. So each book follows a different sibling from the first book, and each book is an arranged marriage trope. Yes, yes, yes. I love it so much. The first book was so freaking good. I gave it 6 freaking stars, and it gives me the Twisted Love series vibes by Anna Hogg so much. And if you know, you know, that series is one of my all-time favorite series. Hands down, my favorite series. Number 2, top 2. My top number 1 book of all time is Twilight. I love that series and that book so much. And my second all-time favorite book and series is the Twisted Love series by Anna Hogg. And I'm telling you right now, this one is top 3. Like, no freaking joke. The Temporary Wife, I'm so excited to get to. The first book in the series was called The Wrong Bride, and so in this book we are following a different sibling and the arranged marriage that his grandma has chosen for him. So I am super excited. I actually need to grab my phone since I don't have it with me so I can read the synopsis with you. Yes, watch my winter reads to hear me talk about the first book with Raven and Aries. Love. These books are spicy, so just a fair warning, if you don't like spice in your books, it's pretty spicy. I give it about a 4 chili pepper rating. So yeah, it is pretty spicy and there are quite a lot of spicy scenes. Let me find the synopsis here. So yeah, I'm waiting for this book to come in because I did get the special edition like sprayed edges book and I got it on pre-order, so it hasn't even been released yet. So I won't be receiving that until April. But I'll go ahead and show you what The Wrong Bride looks like. So this is what The Wrong Bride looks like with the cute pink sprayed edges. So I'm super excited. The Temporary Wife is like purple theme with purple sprayed edges, so I'm super excited. Okay, so Luca Windsor is convinced he hates the secretary his grandmother assigned him, but he knows he can't function without her either. Valentina is highly professional and always a step ahead of him. Despite his insistence that he'd never want her, he loses his composure the second his grandmother mentions pairing her up with another man. A dance leads to a kiss and the lines are blurred. Except, Luca has always known he'd end up in an arranged marriage, and he knows Valentina isn't on his grandmother's list. or so our silly hero thinks. He attempts to distance himself from her again, but is unable to, going as far as reinforcing a company-wide anti-dating policy to keep her from seeing anyone else. When Valentina experiences a personal crisis, he demands the ultimate price for help he'd, unbeknownst to her, already given her hand in marriage. The two start a marriage of convenience, and along the way they learn they're better suited than they ever thought possible, leading them to rethink the 3-year timeline they put on their marriage. I'm so freaking excited. So their grandmother arranges marriages for their entire family, and they are all given a 3-year mark. They have to at least be married for 3 years, make it look believable, make it work in order for her grandchildren to inherit their inheritance from her will. So it is so good. It's so juicy. It's so spicy, filled with drama, and I just cannot wait to dive into Luke and Valentina's world. So that is the first romance book that I picked up for my spring reads, and the second book is a continuation of a book that I picked up, I want to say over the summer or my last spring reads, and this is The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory, and she is the author of The Wedding Date, and you guys, I loved that book so much. It was so good. I loved it. And I didn't even know that that book was an entire freaking series. I think there's also like 6 books in this series. Each book is also a standalone. It just follows different characters and their love stories from the first book. So you can read all of these books as standalones if you would like. And so I don't even know who this one is following. I just knew that, oh my gosh, I need to pick up the second book. After I read the first book, I instantly went on Thriftbooks to see if this author had any other books, and that's when I found out that The Wedding Date was an actual entire series, and I instantly bought every single book in the series like that because each book was like $4 each, and you can't freaking beat that. I'll leave my Thriftbooks link down below. If you sign up for the very first time using my link and you spend, I believe, over $25 or $35, you will get a $5 book credit, and that is a free book, you guys, because like I said, this book was like $4 freaking bucks. So you're going to find a lot of books on there under that $5 mark. Again, Thriftbooks is a used secondhand online bookstore, and I love them so, so much. I purchase from them time and time and time again. And so this is The Proposal. So let's see what this one is about because I have not read the back of this in such a long time. So it says, when freelance writer Nicole Patterson goes to a Dodgers game with her actor boyfriend, his man bun, and his bros, the last thing she expects is a scoreboard proposal. Saying no isn't the hard part. They've been dating for only 5 months, and he can't even spell her name correctly.
That is such a red flag.
But yet he's proposing to her. The hard part is having to face a stadium full of disappointed fans. At the game with his sister, Carlos Sabera comes to Nick's rescue and rushes her away from a camera crew. He's even there for her when the video goes viral and Nick's social media blows up. In a bad way. Nick knows that in the wilds of LA, a handsome doctor like Carlos can't be looking for anything serious, so she embarks on an epic rebound with him, filled with food, fun, and fantastic sex. But when their glorified hookups start breaking the rules, one of them has to be smart enough to put on the brakes. I'm so excited. So Carlos is, I forgot his name. Let me quickly see. So Carlos is the best friend to Drew in The Wedding Date, and I love Carlos so much in this book. He is always poking his nose in Alexa and Drew's business, always putting his business where it doesn't belong, and he was just always so funny to me, and I instantly knew like I needed a book about him and his love life. So I'm excited to follow Carlos and Nick on their journey. What is her name? Like Nicole, on their journey. This is so funny. She's literally proposed to at a baseball stadium, which I feel is like every girl's dream. Maybe not like at a baseball stadium, but just like put on show for everyone to like see like how stinking cute, and she literally says no. And so he whisks her away and they're just having a good time, and now they're starting to fall for each other. Yes, giving me all the feels. So that is the last book for my romance that I picked up for my spring reads, you guys. I am so excited for my spring reads. Like I'm continuing a lot of freaking series for my spring reads. I'm continuing my Mong Aho to Ride series, the Wedding Date series, the Tattooist of Auschwitz series, and what, 1, 2, I'm continuing 6 freaking books for my spring reads, and I'm just excited because I need to get through all of the series that I am currently in the middle of. So this is going to be the perfect opportunity for me to get through them. Moving on to my fantasy picks for my spring reads, I picked out 3 fantasy books. I don't know if this is good or bad because each book is pretty decent in the amount of pages there is, but these are all series that I'm in the middle of, and 2 of them I believe I am reading the last book in the series. So first and foremost, we have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. If you know, you know. I am currently working through Harry Potter for the very first time, and it gives, you guys, it gives all of the freaking magical feels, and I'm just here for it. I've never read Harry Potter as a child. I am reading Harry Potter for the first time at the age of 29, and I wish I honestly would have read it sooner, but I honestly don't mind reading this for the first time at such an older age because it is giving, and it just gives like those first time magical feels. It's like going to Disneyland for the first time. Your imagination is gonna go buck wild, and that is how I feel. I feel like I'm a ghost spectating throughout this story as I'm reading it, and I'm here for it, and I just love it so much. It holds such a special place in my heart. I've been watching all of the movies along with the books as I'm reading, so this is the 3rd book in the series, and there's what, like 7 books in the series? So I have quite a bit to get through, especially the next 4 books are chunkers. They are thick, okay? They are super thick. So I'm a little intimidated by how big those books are, but I'm gonna get through it. And yeah, you guys, this is The Prisoner of Azkaban. We all know what Harry Potter is about, but I'm just going to go ahead and go over the blurb. Let's just do it, shall we? Let's do it. For 12 long years, the dread fortress of Azkaban held an infamous prisoner named Sirius Black. Convicted of killing 13 people with a single curse, he was said to be the heir apparent to the Dark Lord Voldemort. Now he has escaped, leaving only 2 clues as to where he might be headed. Harry Potter's defeat of you-know-who was Black's downfall as well, and the Azkaban guards heard Black muttering in his sleep. He's at Hogwarts. He's at Hogwarts. Harry Potter isn't safe, not even within the walls of his magical school, surrounded by his friends, because on top of it all, there may well be a traitor in their midst. I cannot wait to dive into this book. The first 2 books in the series I read through relatively very fast. It just brings me to such a magical place. I always feel like I'm getting transported straight into Hogwarts when I'm reading these books, and they just are really good, feel-good books. Me and my son read the first book together, so I definitely want to encourage him to continue reading the series as well because it's such a good series. Like, it really is. So that is one of the first books that I picked up for my fantasy reads. The second book is My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine, or Levine. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This cover is so pretty. I'm loving the pink and purple covers. Now, I read the first book, I think, for my fall reads. This is a duology that I'm aware of. Let me see if I can find this book. I'm trying to think where the heck I even put this book because I honestly don't know what I did with it. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna find this book. I honestly don't know where I put my copy of the first book, but the first book is called My Roommate is a Vampire. I was super excited to dive into that book, only to be let down. I think I gave that book like 3 stars, so I was a little bit disappointed. 3 stars is not a bad review in my opinion. Like, it wasn't the best book in the world, but it also wasn't the worst book in the world, so it kind of just sits right in the middle. And so when I seen that there was a second book, I was a little bit hesitant to pick it up, but I'm not one of those people who tries out a book, hates it, and doesn't give the author another try. So that is what I'm doing. I picked up the second book in the duology, hoping that this one is maybe a little bit better than the first one. And so in this one, we are following, I don't even remember the guy's name from the first book, but this is his best friend or his cousin, one or the other. I think it's his cousin, and they're both vampires, and so this is like his love story. So his cousin definitely gives like better vibes than the other guy, the main character from the first book. I honestly don't remember his name, but this one says it's love at first bite. So let's go ahead and read the back. It says, nothing sucks more than fake dating a vampire in this paranormal romantic comedy. We all know I love a good fake dating trope, so I'm here for it. Amelia Collins is by definition successful. She would even go so far as to say successfully single, but not according to her family. She's tired of the constant questions about her non-existent dating life. When an invitation to yet another family wedding arrives, she decides to get everyone off her back once and for all by finding someone, anyone, to pose as her date. After a chance encounter with Reginald Cleves, Amelia decides he's perfect for her purposes. He's a bit strange, but that's fine. It'll discourage tough questions from her family, and it certainly doesn't hurt that he's very handsome. For centuries-old vampire Reggie, posing as her +1 sounds like the ultimate fun, and if it helps his ruse of pretending to be human, so much the better. As Amelia and Reggie practice their romance, it becomes clear that Reggie is as loyal to her as the day is long, and that Amelia's first impressions could not have been more wrong. Suddenly, being in a real relationship with Reggie sounds pretty fantastic. I mean, come on, tell me that doesn't freaking sound good. Like, this book I have high hopes for. I really, really do. Like, I really feel like this book is going to be so freaking good. The first book I also felt like was going to be good, but not like the feels that I'm having right now. Like, that book, it was a letdown. It wasn't what I thought it was. This one sounds like what I'm thinking it is, and so I'm here for it because it kind of reminds me of The Wedding Date. The Wedding Date was also a fake wedding date trope, which I absolutely loved. So we're also getting that in this book, and I'm here for it. I can't wait to dive in. I'm hoping that Jenna Levine can redeem herself, and so yeah, I guess you'll just have to see when I do my spring reading wrap up. Like I said, my spring reads are going over the course of March, April, and May. 3 months. So you won't see a reading wrap up from me until May, which May is also my birthday month. There's actually a book that I actually wanted to pick up this month as well, and I might just throw it in here because I really wanted to read that book because it's called Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. And I mean, I don't know, I really kind of want to read it for my birthday. It just sounds so good. So I actually think I'm going to add this as well to my spring reads. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all of these freaking books because these are a lot of freaking books, but I would really love to try to get through this book just because it's called Birthday Girl. And like I said, May is my birthday month, and look how pretty this cover is. I've never read anything by Penelope Douglas, but I've heard really good reviews about this author. I know she's a spicy author, and I really want to read this. I have a lot of books though. Like, I feel like a lot of these books are some chunkers, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this one, but I'm really hoping that I can. This one also includes bonus material. So let me read the back for you. It says, Jordan and her boyfriend have nowhere else to go when her boyfriend's dad, Pike, offers to let them move in with him. Working a dead-end job with her relationship on the rocks, she reluctantly accepts, expecting to help out around the house in exchange. What she doesn't anticipate is for her heart to race every time Pike pulls into the driveway, or for her cheeks to burn when their eyes meet over the kitchen table. He is kind, listens to her, and protects her in a way no man ever has before. Her sister once told her there are no good men, and if you find one, he's probably unavailable. Only Pike isn't the unavailable one. She is. As the days go by, Pike is finding it anything but simple to have his son's girlfriend living in his house. He can't stop thinking about her and holding his breath every time they cross paths. It feels like she's becoming a part of him, except he knows they're not free to give into this. How could they when he's her boyfriend's father? Tell me that doesn't sound freaking good.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This was such an unhinged pick. Like, this was not part of the plans. But when I told you guys that my birthday month is in May, I instantly thought of this book, and I just have to add it. I have to add it to my spring reads. I'm really hoping I get through this book because this sounds so freaking good. I mean, she's in a relationship. They move in with her boyfriend's dad, and now she's falling for her boyfriend's dad, and he's falling for her. Like, what the f? What the f? Oh my gosh. This is going to have so much freaking drama in it, and I'm here for it. I'm freaking here for it. Don't do this in real life. This is a fictional freaking book. Do not do this in real life. It is not okay. But in a book, it is a-okay in my book. That is for sure. So I can't wait to dive into this. So this is going to go into my romance category, which I only picked up one romance read for my spring reads. So now I'll have two to choose from. Okay, I had one more book in my fantasy section. Sorry, we got off topic there. We were supposed to be going through the fantasy books, but I don't know, I just had to add that book in. So the last book in my fantasy reads is A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire by Sarah Hawley. And I think that this is the last book in the series unless she plans on making more, which I honestly hope that she does because there's so many characters that she can create relationships with. So I'm excited to see if she does come out with anything more. If you know if Sarah Hawley is working on any more books in this series, let me know because I definitely need to know. So I have been reading this series since my fall reads. I picked up the first book for my fall reads and the second book for my winter reads. And now I'm picking up the third book, which I'm super excited about because this one includes a vampire. And if you know, you know, vampires is my all-time favorite fantasy genre. And so in this book, who are we following? Oh, Ben. So he is the werewolf. This book also is a series where each book can be read as a standalone. Each book dives into a different character from the first book and their love life. So I just love that so much. Can you not tell that I read a lot of books like that? Okay, so let me go ahead and read the blurb for you guys. Werewolf Ben Rosewood is happy with his life. 100%. Everything is fine. His business, Ben's Plant Emporium, is thriving. And he's even expanding the shop. His anxiety disorder is, well, it's been better. But that comes with the territory of running a business and having beastie urges every full moon, right? As for romance, who has the time? Though his family is desperate to see him settled, Ben is fine approaching 40 as a single werewolf. But after drunkenly bidding on and winning a supposedly possessed crystal on eBay one night, he finds himself face to face with a beautiful yet angry vampire. Eleanor Betancourt Devereux is a rare breed. A vampire succumbs born from two elite European bloodlines during medieval times. Thanks to an evil witch, she's been stuck in a crystal since she was 30, forced to obey orders from the possessor of the rock. So we have like a genie in the bottle type thing going on, but instead a vampire in a crystal. I love it. Eleanor has been dreaming of breaking the spell and severing the witch's head for centuries. But did the witch really sell her to someone new? And for only 99 cents? Eleanor would claw this werewolf's heart out and eat it if only the binding spell would allow her. But Eleanor and Ben soon realize they can help each other with both vengeful and less hostile needs. And why not have a little fun along the way? This sounds so freaking good. I have not actually read the blurb for it. I just knew it was a third book in the series and I kind of wanted to be surprised when I read it for the first time. So that just sounds so good, right up my alley. I'm so here for it. I really hope that Sarah Hawley makes more books in this series because in the first book we followed Mariel and Oz. In the second book we followed Caldia and Astaroth, which Caldia is Mariel's best friend. And we're missing Themi. Themi's also one of the best friends in that friend group. And so this book isn't even about Themi, which is crazy because I would have thought that the third book in the series would have followed the third best friend. So I'm hoping that she continues this series on with Themi because we definitely need to dive more into Themi's world. But nonetheless, I am excited for Ben and this vampire and I cannot wait to dive in. Okay, last books in my spring reading picks is my thriller section, you guys. And my daughter freaking colored on my book. Life with kids, you guys. Life with kids. You can't have nothing nice. But that's okay. I still love her anyway. And so these are the 3 thriller books that I picked out. I have to have a multitude of different genres if you can't tell. I'm a mood reader, so I need like a little bit of everything so that way I can pick and choose from different books for whatever I'm in the mood for in that moment. So these are the 3 thriller books. One of them I've already started and it's so stinking good, and that is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. You guys.
This book is freaking everything right now.
It is a freaking page turner. I am on page, what page is this? 172, and I've only been reading it for 2 days, and it's just so good. That's about how far I am in. I am more than halfway through it, and I cannot wait to get to the end of this book and see what the heck is going on. and see who the murderer is. I have a pretty good guess on who it is, but we'll just have to see if my guess is right at the end. If you know, you know. Frida McFadden has easily become one of my favorite all-time favorite thriller authors. The Housemaid series, chef's kiss to the first 2 books in that series, hands down, so good. So let me read you the blurb for this one. Newlyweds Trisha and Ethan are searching for the house of their dreams. They think they found it when they visit the remote manor that once belonged to Dr. Adrian Hale, a renowned psychiatrist who vanished without a trace years ago. But when a violent winter storm traps them at the estate, the house begins to lose its appeal. Stuck inside and growing restless, Trisha stumbles on a collection of audio transcripts from Dr. Hale's sessions with patients. As Trisha listens to the cassette tapes, she learns about the terrifying chain of events leading up to the doctor's mysterious disappearance. With each tape, another shocking piece of the puzzle falls into place, and a web of lies slowly unravels. But by the time Trisha reaches the final cassette, the one that reveals the entire horrifying story, it will be too late. From the New York Times bestselling author, Frida McFadden, comes an addictive, unpredictable thriller that will keep you asking the question, what is the truth?
Yes, yes, and yes.
This book is freaking everything. I already know this book is going to be freaking 6 stars. I haven't even finished it yet, but I can tell you right now, it's going to be a 6-star read. It's that freaking good. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm honestly ready to go take off my makeup, get comfy, get cozy, and sit down and read this book. Like, that's how good this book is, you guys. I might even finish it tonight. I am just so excited for this book, and I highly recommend it already. But you'll have to wait until my spring reading wrap up to hear my final thoughts on it. The second book that I picked up for my thriller reads is The Couple at the Table by Sophie Hannah. My husband actually picked up this book for me, and it was only $5.98, you guys. And when he picked this book up for me, I was just like, babe, like, you know exactly what I like, and I'm here for it. So let me read you the blurb. Jane and William are enjoying their honeymoon at an exclusive couples-only resort until Jane receives a chilling note warning her to beware of the couple at the table nearest to yours. At dinner that night, 5 other couples are present, and none of their tables is any nearer or farther away than any of the others. It's almost as if someone has set the scene in order to make the warning note meaningless. But why would anyone do that? Jane has no idea. Someone at the resort will be dead before breakfast, though, and all the evidence will suggest that no one there that night could have possibly committed the crime.
Yes, yes, and yes.
I'm so here for it. I want to know what the heck is going on in this book, and I cannot wait. Let's read the first sentence, shall we? Let's just do it. Let's do it. Dear whoever killed Jane Brinkwood, dear Jane's murderer, which do you prefer? What the freak? Which do you prefer? What are we talking about here? So I'm definitely intrigued. And I can't wait to get through this book. If you know, you know. I am in my thriller era right now, and I am just loving thriller books so much. Every single thriller book that I have picked up has been so stinging good and just page turners, and I love that for me. I love that. So the last book in my thriller sections and the last book for my spring reads is The Neighbor's Secret by L. Allison Heller. This is a Book of the Month book. I did not get this from Book of the Month. I actually picked this up on Pango Books for less than $5 freaking dollars. And if you know, you know, Book of the Month books boxes are like $17 a month. I have like a love-hate relationship with Book of the Month. I subscribe and then I unsubscribe, I subscribe and I unsubscribe. I tell myself I need it, then I tell myself I don't need it, that I can find it for cheaper on Pango Books, and then I tell myself I need it again. And currently we are back on with Book of the Month and I need it again. So I'll leave my Book of the Month link down below. If you use my link for the very first time, you will get your first box for $5 freaking dollars. That is a great steal for a hardcover book, you guys. They're going to give you 5 books to choose from. Each book is different genres, so you'll have like a thriller, a romance, a contemporary fiction, like a memoir. Did I already say thriller? Fantasy. So you're gonna have different genres that you can choose from, and you'll get your first box for $5. The only catch is you will have to subscribe for the next month and pay full price for your second box, which is $17.99, which is not that much, and then you can go ahead and cancel if you'd like. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you would like to try Book of the Month out, you can try it for $5 for your first box, which that's a steal in my opinion. So we have The Neighbor's Secret, and let me dive in and tell you what this book is all about. It says, how well do you really know your neighbors?
You don't, girl, you don't. So stay your butt inside and don't talk to them.
With its sprawling yards and excellent schools, Cottonwood Estates is the perfect place to raise children. The Cottonwood Book Club serves as the subdivision's eyes and ears, meeting once a month for discussion, gossip, and cocktails. If their selections trend towards twisty thrillers and salacious murder mysteries, it's only because the members feel secure that such evil has no place in their own cul-de-sacs. But when late-night acts of vandalism target the women of the book club in increasingly violent and personal ways, some of the Cottonwood Estate's longest buried secrets begin to surface. What happened to Lena's family 15 years ago was a tragic accident, and she will never admit otherwise. Devoted wife and mother Annie refuses to acknowledge, even to herself, the weight of a past shame. And new resident Jen wants friends, but as always, worry about her troubled son gets in the way. They might argue about the books, but the women of the Cottonwood Book Club agree on what's most important: protecting their children at any cost, even if it means someone has to die.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
I'm here for it. I want to know all of their dirty secrets, and I'm just here for it. Let's read the first sentence because I just have to. I just have to. It all started that brilliantly sunny Thursday morning with Janie and her gossip. Yes, give me all the gossip. I don't like drama in my own life, hence why we don't talk to a lot of our family members or have a whole lot of friends. We have a very small circle group. I literally have one freaking friend. One freaking friend that I can actually truly call my friend, and that is it. I have no other friends. My only other friends are going to be my mom, my dad, and my sister. That's it. That's it, you guys. That is it. So keep your circle small, you guys. But I'm here. I'm here for the drama in my books. I don't love it in real life, but I love it in my books. I will eat it up. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes, and even for dessert, and maybe a snack or two. But yeah, this is the last book in my thriller section, and the last book that I went ahead and picked up for my spring reads, you guys. So I have a lot of freaking books. Let me count them again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have set myself up with 11 books to get through over the next 3 months, and I'm hoping I can do so. Now, I picked out 13 books for my winter reads, and I ended up reading 12 out of the 13. So, pat on the back, yay me, I did a really good job with getting through my winter reads. So I'm hoping that this time around I'm able to do so for my spring reads, because there's just so many good books. I want to read through all of them, and I cannot wait to read through what I can get through and share with you guys all of my opinions and thoughts. So if you aren't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out when I upload another video. Stay tuned for loads more content, you guys. I have more Ultimate Battle of Book boxes coming your way, and I also have loads of other book hauls, okay? I just did a 50 book order from Book Outlet for their $5.99 fiction sale, so be on the lookout for that, you guys. I have loads of fun content coming your way, maybe even my first ever reading vlog, maybe. So anyways, you guys, stay tuned, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like on your way out and help out your girls channel. I appreciate every single like, every single comment, and every single subscription. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Say bye.
Bye.
Say like and subscribe.
Bye.
Say thumbs up.
Hi, guys. The pee. Wow. I did this. What? Video. Oh. I eat. Hi guys. Hi guys. Yeah. Oh, this piece. Me too.
Colors.
P. Purple.